while I was in medical school is when I got sick, and I was having sweats, night sweats really bad. Ultimately, I lost a bunch of weight. I just basically decided I had enough.
I met Matt in the hospital and with his family, with his mother there and his girlfriend, and we chatted for about 2 hours and laid out what ALL was and what the various steps were. So not only trying to lay out for him what the next month of his life in the hospital was going to look like, but what the next 6 months to a year would look like for him.
I started out on the cancer floor, and I just moved to one room, and I was in one room except for like 2 days for this whole stretch for basically the whole month.
They had to reach out to his brother, who was potentially going to be his match. And I say potentially because at the time we didn't know if he would or wouldn't be. And yet it didn't matter. We were going to spare no expense, and we were going to do everything we could to ensure that if he was a match, that we could move forward with him as the donor.
And I was in the middle of eating actually a really good steak. And Dr. Iyengar came in, and she told me both that I was in remission. And that Josh had been the bone marrow match. And before that, I don't think I've ever cried for joy. And it's kind of the same thing now. I don't know. It was good news.
So we worked out all the logistics for his brother to come from Taiwan here to donate, and within, I would say, 6 to 8 weeks of Matt's diagnosis, he was in remission and proceeding with his stem cell transplant.
And finally, when I got the okay to be normal again, I really wanted to do a lot of things that I just really hadn't really thought that much about, and so traveling was one of those. We went to Aruba on a vacation, which I still hold on to every day I'm at work, and I'm like, this is horrible. Just remember that we totally had that awesome trip to Aruba. We sought out advice from places I wouldn't normally have. So how to kind of live so that you can prevent cancer. I did some research about that. When we cook together, it is just kind of a fundamental part of not only our relationship, but how we kind of live. I know exactly what goes in it, and I know exactly what I get out of it. Throughout my life, I've taken like little spurts and done like yoga videos, watched the yoga videos, and I always just liked the feeling after doing yoga. I got really into jazz music in college, and I just it's one of those things that's kind of like yoga is. It's just the playing and practicing.
We want you to be able to get back to the life you had before. We want you to be able to resume life and all those things that you wanted to do, because no matter whether our patients are 60 or whether they're 30, it's too young and they have a lot of life left that they want to live. So our goal is to get them back as soon as possible.